Hey guys, it's Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, and in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about a new voice over IP service. Well, it's not new, but it's new to us that we're going to start an ongoing series about, and I'm going to tell you why. So for those of you who are frequenting the channel, you know that there's many other carriers that are near and dear to my heart, but this particular one actually had a feature that we stumbled upon that it was worthy of its own ongoing playlist and ongoing clout for those in the market who see that it may be a good fit for them. So first of all, basically this video is called Switchvox, the voice over IP solution that can be hosted or on premise. So basically, I'm going to say that again. This solution that we're going to look at today, which is owned by, it is basically part of Sangoma, which let's back it up a little bit. Let's do a little bit of history here. For those of you who are wondering, okay, who is Sangoma? What is that? Digium is one of the companies that Sangoma owns. For those of you who are old enough to remember, Digium is one of the original players in the VOIP market. To give you a little bit of history of myself, in a previous life, back before I did the YouTube thing in sales and marketing, I actually used to install voice over IP phone systems as early as the early 2000s. When I did that, the first voice over IP system that I installed was Asterisk, and I installed it for many deployments, and Asterisk was owned and developed by Digium, as you can see here. Now, somewhere along the way, Digium has become a parent company of sorts. Well, actually, Sangoma owns Digium, but it also owns other things, such as Switchvox, which we're going to talk about today. They are the owner and original developer and patent holder of Asterisk, which is one of the most powerful cloud-based, well, I guess we could say in its earlier form, it wasn't cloud-based. It was an on-premise kind of type open source thing is what Asterisk is. We won't get into all that. But for those of you who frequent my channel, you know that I also work with VOIP Supply a lot. And VOIP Supply is also part of this parent company and everything, and is owned by Sangoma as well. So Digium, Asterisk, Sangoma, VOIP Supply, they're all kind of one big happy family to offer you everything from cloud-based solutions, on-premise solutions, and as you guys know from my voice over IP supply videos, hardware solutions. So it's basically total package, everything there. But anyways, let's get back to the reason why we're here. What I want to talk with you guys about is what I found really interesting with this solution is this. Now, for those of you who frequent the channel, you know that the majority of what I represent is cloud-based voice over IP companies. You guys have probably seen my videos talking about on-premise, and you know that on-premise is not my favorite thing. Me personally, I don't care much for on-premise phone systems. I think they can be a little too costly. I think that I think that for me personally, I wouldn't want to maintain my own phone system. And when everything is in the cloud, you don't have to maintenance anything. You don't have to maintain anything. Everything is done for you. But nonetheless, there are still many companies that I deal with out there that require, for whatever reasons that may be, an on-premise phone system. They do not want to adopt the cloud. They do not want to go to the cloud, although they may have interest in going to the cloud later. And so enter Switchvox. Basically, in a nutshell, the beauty of this system is it can't be both at the same time, but you can use this system with all its functions and features, mobile app and everything, on-premise, with an on-premise system that's in your office that connects to SIP trunks or whatever it may be to get to the outside world, or you can use it in the cloud. You can switch back and forth. If you up and decide, you know what, we've used this on-premise for X amount of months, X amount of years, we've decided we want to adopt the cloud, you can do that without having to trash your system. Switchvox has a way with their engineers in-house to transfer all of your data, features, and settings over to the on-premise, and then your hardware that you already have, like your phones and whatnot, still works. And then vice versa, of course. If you've got on-premise and you want to go back to the cloud, you can do vice versa. Or if you're in the cloud and for some reason you want to go on-premise, you can do that. I don't want to say it's completely just flick a switch and you're done, but from what I understand from the calls that I had with some of the engineers and developers, it's a pretty smooth process and they will help you do it, and it doesn't seem that costly. The one other really big and attractive thing with this platform that is interesting is, those of you out there, you know that most of the hosted carriers, they include their, base. This is how many features or whatever you get in the platform per se. And then if you want this, like call recording, it's this much extra per month. Or if you want call queue, it's this much extra per month. Or if you want, call monitoring or call barge or whatever it may be, it's this much extra per month. Not the case with Switchvox. Switchvox, basically, if you understand how Asterisk used to be in its earlier days in the early 2000s, it was always advertised as and boast that it was a voice over IP phone system that was all inclusive. Every feature and function that Asterisk could possibly do, or in this case, Switchvox, because the name has changed and it's branded differently now, every possible function and feature that the system could do is already included in the platform, meaning there's no add-on cost. The only add-on cost that I was able to find when I talked to these guys was if you needed like a virtual fax or you needed a 1-800 number, like a toll-free number or something like that. And that's only because that's an extra service that has to be done through a carrier and somehow interface with Switchvox or however that may work. But as far as the features, everything from auto attendant, call recording, call queue, call groups, music on hold, the list goes on and on and on. It's all included. It's an all-inclusive, all-included platform. It's, as I like to say in a lot of my videos, whether you choose to use all of the features or not, they're all there at your disposal. But more importantly, it means that there's no hidden like add-on cost, like, oh, you want to add this or whatever. Now let's go back and talk a little bit about the whole idea of on-premise versus cloud. Now, again, you guys know that I don't really care much for the whole on-premise thing. But again, I come across companies where it makes a lot of sense. Typically, some of your really, really large companies that are in the hundreds of extensions and they have a large IT staff, they would rather go on premise because it reduces their monthly costs and they've got the in-house IT support to support such a system. Obviously, for smaller businesses, that wouldn't make a lot of sense because a smaller business would be okay with paying a smaller monthly fee to know that their system is maintained and taken care of. Bigger companies don't tend to have issues with that because they've got IT guys on salary. And then more importantly, some companies, even though they like the cloud, they may want to go cloud, they can't go cloud because of security reasons or legalities. They, for whatever reasons, compliance, security, or legal reasons, or privacy reasons, they want their system to be on premise. They want that sense of knowing that, yes, even though they have to take the responsibility of maintaining it, they want that total control. Now, one of the nice things with Switchvox is this. Obviously, if you've got the cloud-based solution, you've got basically full support, just like you would with any other cloud-based solution. You have access to those guys. And I want to say that these guys are 24/7 support, I think. We'll have to cover that in another video, but I could have swore that I had heard that when I talked to them one day. And if so, that's a big perk because a lot of carriers aren't 24/7 support. But my point is, so if you're hosted, you've got full support, phone, remote, and chat, or probably email support as well. It's probably mostly phone and remote login support, like hands-on remote support from Switchvox for your system. And keep in mind, if you're on premise, they actually have some really low cost, fair pricing on to basically get you the same type of support, but it's inexpensive. It's like so many dollars per user or per extension that you have on your account annually. And then you still get the same level of support and care that, that may be able to work alongside your IT team or whatever it may be that the people on the hosted platform get. So anyways, I'm going to do a more in-depth video at another date on this platform. I'm even going to do some joint videos with the engineers. So we're actually really excited to start pushing this because while we already represent a lot of other hosted carriers that a lot of people like, this is a pretty interesting option where you have the choice to go hosted or on-premise, and then you can change when you want to. Also, if you see here, there's a phone up here. That's actually the Sangoma D80 that you see there that has the big touch screen on it. I've actually got that phone, their flagship cordless phone, their DECT phone, as well as two others. You know what? Why don't we go see if we can find phones here really quick. Oh, and there's some of the features that they offer, just some. It's a whole bunch of them, you guys. Video conferencing, video chat rooms, screen sharing, you name it. The list goes on and on and on. But the thing that's so amazing about this is all of this is all included in the platform. No add-on cost or anything. I mean, look at this. Click to dial, Salesforce integration, Zendesk integration, Chrome integration, Microsoft Teams integration. The list goes on and on and on. this is an amazing platform for someone that needs a lot of features, but they don't want to get hit with a bunch of, oh, this is an extra $5.99 a month, or oh, this is an extra $9.99 a month, and the list goes on. You guys know what I'm getting at here. But more importantly, I wanted to show this off for people that they still feel like they need an on-premise system because they're out there, and I think they're going to still be out there for a bit, but they still need some of the functions of a hosted system like mobile apps and multi-location use where you can transfer extension between two geographically distanced locations. But you're also thinking in the back of your head, I might want to switch to hosted at some point, but I don't want to have to switch carriers again and have the rug pulled out from under me and have to learn a new system. With Sangoma's Switchvox cloud solution and on-premise solution, you wouldn't have to do that. So anywho, that concludes this video. Again, I've been sent a care package with this system and 4 phones. The one you see here that's got the big giant digital screen that looks like an iPad with a handset almost. Their flagship cordless phones, and then I asked them to send me 2 of their most popular regular desk phones. I believe one is a 2-line desk phone, color IP phone, and one is a 6-line. I do believe that with this system, you can also use your typical SIP-based phones that you guys see me do videos on all the time, like Yealink phones, Polycom phones, and even some of your Cisco phones. But because Sangoma owns Switchvox and it is their signature platform, they tend to push the Sangoma brand phones. But I believe that you can bring your own SIP phones, to the table should you choose. So anyways, that concludes this video. Switchvox, the voice over IP solution that can be either cloud or on-premise. If you're watching this video and you're interested in more information, give me a call or shoot me an email. I can easily coordinate a demo for you with the powers that be so that they can actually show you how this system works in a video conference, in a virtual meeting. And of course, if you have any questions about how it works, its limitations, its pros, its cons, hit me up. I'm more than happy to help you. Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, your go-to guy for the best deals on business phone and internet service in the United States. I'll talk to you guys again in the next video.